first arrived, someone produced a walking stick. I don't know who it was, but I was presented with a walking stick. Then there was an Air Force doctor, and also Colonel Eady. He was elderly and seemed to be quite apart from the younger people around him as far as the medicos are concerned. But he was there, and a hospital was organised and worked very efficiently. Of course, tropical diseases probably weren't so rampant there, although dysentery. But the hospital there handled it well. There was an Air Force doctor. And we were there for 6 months before we were organised into labour parties. And we were coupled up, the Perth survivors were coupled up with the second pioneer of the army. A few of the Perth people were left behind, not many, but I would say 95% of the Perth survivors were in these labour battalions, and we were shipped then to Changi for, we believed, onward shipment to Burma. It was in Changi where we stayed for a couple of days. I made inquiry with my brother. He had survived the campaign, and I asked about his whereabouts. They said they didn't know, but they thought he'd been taken up to Burma to work on a proposed airfield. So we were embarked again, and we arrived in Malmeen, and then on to Tambizard to work on the railway. Whilst there, at the base camp there, I inquired about my brother. Yes, he's up at the 25 kilo camp. Now the Japanese organised their work parties, leapfrogging them every 5 kilometres, and we were to go to I think the 35. We went past, we stopped at 25 kilo, and the Japanese said, and those blokes were going past into the camp, so I thought, well, no, there's, I said, tell Ian Campbell his brother went through. And we went out on our way. I heard afterwards from Ian that when the chap called out to him, said, hey Ian, your brother went through. Ian said, which brother? And he said, oh, I don't know, but it was your brother. So, of course, Ian then became curious, got himself onto a ration party. They did the same with the ration party, they leapfrogged them, and of course the furthest away got the worst. But he came up there leading a yak on the hoof, and we met up. Was, as I said before, he thought I was in the camper. He wasn't aware that I'd been transferred to the Twitter. So from there on, he was with Anderson Force, I was with Williams Force. When we were amalgamated, the two of us worked together.
Didn't Jim Jacobs have something to do with that too?
Jim Jacobs was in 8th Divi 6, a major in 8th Divi 6. He was in the orderly room with Colonel Anderson, and a great organiser. We were in base camp later on in Tamakan. Jim organised the concert party, and he was a real live wire, very active, and a very likeable bloke. The railway itself, Ian and I used to swap with it. Whenever I went out, I used to wear Ian's boots, depending on the job we had to go to. I had 25 men in my kumi, for which they had to dig 1 square metre for me, whilst I was responsible for their workout, their conditions, I suppose, behaviour. And I also had to be the go-between Jap guards, Jap engineers, and the men that I was working with. But Ian and I, when we were together, he had all the things I didn't have, like razors and toothbrushes. He had 12 toothbrushes. He gave me 2. And then when we were repatriated, he asked for the 2 back. He sent the 12 to Johnson & Johnson, and they replaced it with another 12.
Like it.
Yeah.
Now, we're coming to the end of the time that we've got available to record your experiences, but if we can move forward now and acknowledge that the railway was finished and then you moved by train down to Tamakan.
Tamakan.
Is anything, and to the officers' camp at Kanchanaburi, is there anything significant that you felt like mentioning about any of those events or locations?
The only stressful thing about Tamakan was the fact that the air raids and the bridge. So we're between the marshalling yards, Jap headquarters, a Jap Akak battery, an observation post, and of course the bridge. We're right in that wedge, and because the Allies wanted the bridge destroyed, and there were some very poor bomb aimers in the Air Forces. And
then in 1945, do you remember any of the Aussie doctors when you were in that area?
Yes, there was Don Cumming, Sid Krantz, Fisher,
would Alan Hobbs have been there?
Oh, Hobbs, yes. Alan Hobbs.
Would you remember the name of an Alec White at all?
And of course, Albert Coates.
Yes. And Tom Hamilton was?
Yes, he was there. Was another person who was connected to the medical side was Boxtel, the Dutch